Alright, y'all, we got another banger for y'all today. This one is the worst thing about every generation from Tommy NFG. Guys, go check out Tommy NFG. He makes pretty good videos, honestly. Yeah, go check him out. But yeah, we're gonna get into it. Hope y'all like it. This has like every generation. It has literally everything, starting at Boomer. I don't think it has Alpha though. It probably does, but okay, we'll see though. All right, log in.
Generations of humanity have come and gone for the last 2,000 years, leaving their own personal impacts on it. There was the generation that created wheels, the generation that created cars, and recently, the generation that created mukbangs.
Guys, who be watching mukbangs, bro? I don't know anyone that watches mukbangs, bro. Mukbangs are kind of weird. They're kind of weird. It's just like people eating food, and I'm just like talking. Like, I don't get mukbangs. Like, I don't get the point. Put it in the comments if y'all watch mukbangs, because I don't really get it. I don't know anyone who watches that stuff. Oh, why does it sound like that?
Impact they create onto society. And today I want to run through every generation's most terrible, garbage, and trash faults left onto the
This is Gen Z.
world. I'm mainly going to be talking from a American and Western perspective because that's simply what I know. And let's start off with none other than boomers. Boomers are people born from 1946 to 1964. Damn! Sorry, it's just reflexes, my bad. And to a lot of people watching this, they're probably your grandparents or even great-grandparents if they make it that long. But y'all already know that. Let's just start off with the one that's just most clear as day. Old, traditional mindsets. Yeah, let's just say that boomers didn't really grow up in the most inclusive of times. We all know this for a fact, and it doesn't really take much to show when you talk to someone that's a boomer. You speak to them and they speak with the most—
Honestly, I think when the boomers are gone, I think racism will kind of go down a little. I think when the boomers will be gone, I think racism will kind of like slow down, like kind of like not be as worse. You know what I'm saying, chat? Because boomers are kind of the more racist people. You get me? Because they grew up in the times of like the civil rights movement. I don't know, but that's what I think is. I think if once the boomers start dying off a lot more, I think racism will kind of like not be as bad. Racism will always be something. It'll always be passed down. Racism has always been a thing. But yeah. I think it'll might like slow down a little, like there won't be as much racism in the world because of that. I'm not saying all boomers are racist, that's not what I'm saying, but like there's definitely a decent amount of racist boomers out there. You know what I'm saying?
Outdated and out-of-pocket language that hasn't been used since those times.
Yeah.
I know for a fact, we all have that older family member that when you hear them speak, you just gotta think, thank God they ain't born in this generation. Because they would be canceled with the swiftness and have every single job opportunity ruined for them for life. Like, they would actually have zero chance of holding a future career just off of the tweets they would make. And it's not like I'm expecting them to be updated with Webster's dictionary of every inclusive, non-gender conforming hurting terminology. But my nigga, it's the 21st century and you're still saying colored people. Let it go, lil bro. And when you confront them about it, they just go, well, sorry, I'm not always updated with you young people's sensitive doohickey terms. And I think it's because a lot of them have grown up with this mindset being the norm and normal for so long that they don't want to change it at this point. Like, you can tell boomers are stubborn just by looking at politics. Politics is basically a nursing home at this point. All they have to do is change the logo of the White House to say nursing home. The last two presidents have been absolute depleting fossils, and everyone else in that shit is—
Okay, these people are worse than, I mean, there's no one worse than depleting of Joe Biden. No one. Like, y'all know, bro is literally a fossil. Joe Biden. Y'all, just want to give a quick little message in between this video. Don't forget to like and comment. Also, subscribe to the channel. We are almost at 600, so go hit that sub button, guys. Make sure it turns gray instead of red. We always wanted it gray, because that means you're subbed. I don't care if y'all turn on notifications or not. Do what you want. I don't give a shit. But, yeah. See y'all in the rest of it. Hope y'all enjoy it. That's all I got for y'all. See y'all in the rest of it. Biden was a fossil, bruh. Like, I don't know. But all these people, y'all can't even see this lady. But, like, it's even crazier. I'm gonna keep the camera down here. This looks better. But, nah, this is insane. These people will be here till they die, bro. I mean, that's been some of the There's a couple senators out there in recent times where they've literally been in there till they died. Like, till they died. Like, no joke. It's crazy.
Too, you got niggas freezing up on stage like Eminem did in 8 Mile.
Yeah.
There needs to be a point when the
Just
younger
retire.
generation step in there and tell them it's time
Yeah.
for a nursing home. They have no choice. And
Exactly.
when I say traditional mindset, people immediately assume I'm talking about the husband and housewife thing. But no, I have no problems with anyone who wants to do that. It's 100% your choice, and if it works no matter the generation. Boomers will also complain about how the younger generations aren't already financially set, talking about back when I grew up, I got married at 19 and had a house by 22. Why aren't you guys doing the same thing? Like, my nigga, back in your day, you could buy a 5-cent candy bar and save up 50.
That was before we switched off the gold standard. So everything, gas, or no, like a thing of eggs was like 2 cents. And gas was like 10 cents a gallon. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
$70,000 for an average.
Oh, let me tell you all this is in my dad's shop. I'm trying to make this quick, but in my dad's shop, it's an oil change shop thing, but he does light bulbs too, like on the headlights. So he does that, and for some like boomer guy, this is like 2 years ago, and he changes the headlight. Then he gives him the price, and he's like, "Wow, $20." Like, yeah, that plus the installation cost, which is like $5 for an installation cost. And he's like, well, I could have gotten this headlight for $7 somewhere. He's like, are we living in the 1950s? Like, that's not what he said, but he's like, okay, sir. But yeah, I don't know, bro. The guy was just kind of tweaking out about it being $20 for a light bulb and plus the change. He's like, well, I could have done this for myself and got it for $7 somewhere. Can I get a light bulb for $7 nowadays?
House.
It's almost impossible.
Let's see how much the average priced home in the United States of America costs now. Oh.
That's average? I thought it was lower.
Yeah, I don't think this
I
is
thought
getting
that was
paid off with
lower.
the McDonald's salary, bro. And it's not like they even help the younger generations
No,
after this.
they
Everything
don't.
boomers have done for the economy has been for them. Like, how many old people have y'all seen on the road randomly with the most luxurious convertible
That's
car?
real.
Meanwhile, everyone else is
Yeah.
kind of thugging it out and taking the pain. But I think that's enough of boomers. Let's move on to the next one, which is Gen X. Gen
This
X
is my dad's generation, guys.
are people born from 1965 to 1980. And for a lot of people watching this is probably the generation where your parents were born and aunts and uncles, etc. But starting off the rip, I think a lot of people in Gen X kept the same old mindset that boomers had. Which kind of makes sense. I
Yeah.
mean, a lot of people pick up mindset from their parents and grandparents. But I don't know. I feel like younger generations actually proved this wrong. There is such a divide between Gen Z and millennials versus their parents. There really is so many people in Gen Z that are so mismatched with their parents' mindset, you would think they were born 100 years apart. Gen X also has a super terrible work mindset. Like, I 100% understand it's good to work hard and be working towards something always and achieving things, but holy you can at least give yourself some time to breathe and enjoy the fruits of your labor. It's
Yeah.
like some of them got a David Goggins motivation speech on loop 24/7. Them niggas would rather die at work surrounded by coworkers than die around their family. There's so many Gen X people that will complain about the younger
Sure.
generation's work habits and be like, I've been working 7 days a week, 80 hours a week for the last 15 years of my life, and y'all have the audacity to complain? Like, yes, my nigga, I am complaining. I don't want to do that. I want to enjoy life with family and friends. I got a solid 80 to
Yeah.
90 years of my life.
My dad's literally been working like 6 days a week for 30 years. I'm not even kidding. It's been 30 years, I think. No, more like 27, 26 or 27, something like that. But yeah, he's been working a long time and he wants to retire. He's kind of sick of the business because he has to deal with people, like just the general public, and he hates it. I think he's been hating it, and he hates it even more. But yeah.
my guy. Like, just because you were taught to do this as the norm back then doesn't still make it okay. I personally think it's just weird to them that the younger generations decided to not do it and try to change that attitude at least. It's also annoying that they aren't the most tech savvy people. And obviously boomers are the same way, but most of the people running companies and shit now are Gen X. So they have to be caught up with the technology to keep up with the times, but they're just not there and are absolutely stubborn about it too. It's like they're too skeptical to have anyone else younger help them with it. Their imaginary fear is they hire someone younger, have them help them. The younger person accidentally falls asleep on the job watching Ice Spice twerk compilations, and the company's servers explode. And Gen X was also the last generation to at least have a chance of getting a house. And that's not even their fault. But they still have the mindset that if you just work hard, you'll eventually be able to live the American dream just like they did. And looking at the stats now, yeah, that's not happening anytime soon. But that's enough of Gen X.
That's so real about California. Swear to God, a homeless tent in California be costing $1 million. And be costing $1 million, bruh. I swear California, like, homeless tents, bro, be costing $1 million in California. That's how it works there, bro.
So let's move on to the next one, which is millennials. Millennials are people born between the years of 1981 and 1996.
Damn.
And the one thing I personally hate for millennials is them always shitting on Gen Z for everything. Now, don't get me wrong, Gen Z isn't rainbow and sunshines with the atrocities we've already committed as a generation. But it's weird to me when someone that is a millennial shits on Gen Z all the time, even though they experience
These photos are getting me, bro.
same bias. Yeah, for y'all that don't know, when millennials were young like Gen Z is now, the older generations thought they were the end of humanity, saying that they were too lazy, too overbearing, not trying hard enough. So when I see some millennials doing the same thing they hated back to Gen Z, it throws me off a little bit. Like, damn, bro, I thought we were supposed to be on the same side. What happened? Millennials also love to dick ride the 90s and act like there's 50 years worth of differences between the 1990s and 2000s. They think it's like going from caveman times to World War I. When in reality, the 2000s had the same amazing childhood shows and music, and even the 2010s does. But it's like they just close off their ears and don't want to hear that good media was still made after the 2000s. A lot of millennials also think Gen Z didn't grow up outside at all and think we were just shut in immediately for our entire life. Meanwhile, when I was a kid, I was playing outside every day with my neighbors. We would all gather around the green electrical box thing, playing tag, manhunt, jump rope, hopscotch, all the good stuff. I think that's definitely going to be the Coco Melon Gen Alpha kids. Like, they definitely grown up isolated as from childhood.
Okay, let's be honest though. Gen Alpha is grown up isolated. Let's be completely honest. Not Gen Z. Gen Z was growing up outside, I think. It was like half and half, but now Gen Alpha is like, it's just like you're inside, like, just like isolated, you know?
Adulthood.
It's gotta be the iPad kids, bro. They're just ruining it. Like, it has to be the iPad kids, bro.
A lot of millennials are also known for choosing the dumbass degrees they have. You have people picking the most artsy, passionate degrees, but not the shit that actually makes money. Which is something Gen Z knows. Like, you gotta get some shit dealing with STEM or go to a trade school, or you're probably gonna be broke. And to be fair, they still thought at the time a degree would always hold a high value forever and guarantee you a job. It's also the worst when millennials try so hard to fit in with Gen Z and the new social media culture. Like, they'll say the slang and trend words, but not in the exact way. It'll go something like, whoops, not me dropping my pen. No cap, I've got to watch my steps. I just got this huge W promotion at my job. How dank is that? God, man, I'm on a roll. Sometimes you just gotta let it go a bit, alright?
Anytime I hear my parents say slang from, like, my generation, bro, or just, like, nowadays, I want to cry. I never want to hear my parents say it, because it's just like, ew. It hurts my brain. Honestly.
But that's enough of millennials. Let's move on to the next one, which is Gen Z. The part you've all been waiting for. The boomers have been sitting in the back with the rocking chairs, shaking their dentures in delight. Gen X getting ready to shit on their kids more than they already do. And millennials finally ready to not face all the hate. So let's start off with the one that every entire person, including Gen Z, is going to agree with. Being soft. It's no lie that we live in the single-handedly most generation when it comes to anything. It doesn't matter who you are, what you say, what you do, someone will be offended. And don't get me wrong, okay, millennials are pretty soft and similar to Gen Z, but they would be at, let's say, the Empire State Building of being offended. And Gen Z is on Mars when it comes to being offended by shit. The mere fact that every single creator is terminally scared of being canceled for saying anything out of turn is ridiculous. You got niggas canceling literal comedians whose job it is to make fun of things. And even if you do something by accident, there's no learning because you'll simply get banned. Which solves nothing and just makes everything 10 times worse. We also gotta mention Gen Z's amazing and wonderful attention spans. You can't emphasize enough how much Gen Z's dopamine receptors have been absolutely fried. No one can focus on a single task for more than 10 minutes without feeling the urge to make sure their phone is in their pocket and opening TikTok. And the fact that not only—
okay, some of these guys on TikTok, bro, it's just not even funny. Like, every time I see them, they're on fucking TikTok. Like, some of my friends, bro, they be on TikTok every 2 seconds. I swear to God. Like, these people just like, oh, you see this TikTok? Like, why? I don't do that. No, I don't. I don't do that shit, because I'm not freaking addicted to TikTok, bro. There's some of these people out here that are addicted. Like, they need to be on TikTok constantly.
short videos not enough to appease our attention span, and we have to add another video under the video in case if we get bored watching the video on top. Really, who made this shit up? Even the word yapping is an example of this. I've seen niggas comment yapping under MLK's speech. Y'all really have no shame. Gen Z will also get mad at boomers for falling for a dumbass Facebook conspiracy theory. Meanwhile, y'all will fall for a random Twitter account with no news backing tweeting out that a celebrity died 2 minutes ago. It's crazy how fast we just spread things around without factually checking if it's true. And Gen Z 100% has the means to do it. We were born with the internet in the palm of our hand. This is another no-brainer, but the amount of attention seekers
making a weird sound
and Gen Z has triumphed every single other generation combined. It's 100% because of the internet and how fast things spread, but it's put a bad name on everyone else that's normal. Like, a boomer will see one of y'all harass a random lady on the street daily for clout. No wonder they think we're useless. It's probably their one Facebook post they see before hitting a 16-hour-old person nap. Another thing is weird styles, and it's not like other generations didn't have weird styles, but the birth of the word aesthetic took it to another level. Y'all will make anything an aesthetic. I've seen aesthetics from being homeless, aesthetics just glorifying actual gore, and aesthetics glorifying mental illness, which only works with Gen Z because we grew up with the internet and online groups. But I could only imagine if these kids got sent back in time and how much they would get bullied for this shit. That fake Bart Simpson depression you got would turn into a real depression real quick. And I'm imagining when Gen Z grows up and projects this on their own kids. Also, we have the worst internet challenges and
I can't imagine, like, what the kids are gonna be like. What are Gen Alpha's kids gonna be like? What is that gonna be like? That shit gonna be crazy, bro. Like, actually, I'm just like, yo, think about that. Think about Gen Alpha's kids. I can't imagine. I actually can't imagine what that would be like. Cause that Gen Alpha's so horrible right now. What's it gonna look like? Oh, hell no. Wait, what generation is coming after Alpha? What generation is coming after Alpha, bro?
And trends to even exist. Like, I don't even know how it got to this point. Millennials had what? Planking and the cinnamon challenge as their most dangerous things? We've got the blackout challenge, the lick a toilet seat challenge.
Okay, now that's gross.
And whatever random thing people come up with to do. Like, I really miss when the internet had positive challenges. When's the last time we had an ice bucket challenge or something? But wrapping things up, every generation, whether old or new, is going to have their impact felt for centuries to come. And I know I shit on every generation here combined, but don't get me wrong, most people are pretty normal and good regardless of when they were born. Every generation has things they've done that have helped the world in some way, and I made sure to leave this message at the end just to see which generation will get triggered the most in the comments before finishing the video. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I love you guys consensually. And
alright, y'all, W video from Tommy NFGO.
I'm out.
Alright. That was oh yeah, his final crash out, goddamn list. There's another one. Might do that for another video, actually. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed it, bruh. But yeah. See y'all in the next one. Yeah. Peace out, guys. Don't forget to like and comment, sub. That's about it. That's all I got for y'all. Peace out, guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow, hopefully. No, not tomorrow. I'll be streaming later. So, yeah. See you later.